Hello everyone and welcome to NeverWinter with Magical. I am going to be showing you guys my build and everything for my Soulweaver Warlock for the mod 20 after all the new updates and all that stuff. I know I've gotten a lot of questions on other social medias about how I'm healing on like during ToMM and Zariels and stuff, and you know, some people are even still asking about Lair the Mad Mage. So anyway, without further ado, the main thing I'm going to point out right now is, unlike some people who have a polar bear equipped, I don't have the polar bear summoned for any healing. I usually just have my Zuna just to help the DPS and everyone get the boss down a little bit quicker and get all the damage taken care of a lot sooner. So without further ado, here we go. So my head piece, I'm using Lion's Guard Mystic Cowl. I mean, you can swap it out if you want to with the fancy duelist mask for the crit severity and combat advantage, but I mean, I don't need so much combat advantage, I guess, for a healer. I mean, I've never had an issue with healing without it. Every now and then I'll put that on for my DPS for the combat advantage, but other than that, I don't really use it too much. I just kind of stick with the Lion's Guard until the new armor comes out. Then I will be probably checking out that, and then I'll make an updated video on them. Second is the Lion Guard Raid Coat. I mean 938 crit severity, I mean crit strike, crit severity, your outgoing healing, I mean power, those are the four that you really need. I don't really feel like you need too much else besides like obviously some defense or something, but other than that, I mean, this gives you the crit severity, and whenever you critically strike with one of your powers, you have temperature chance to restore 5% of your maximum hit points, which gives you a free heal too, because as long as your crit strike and crit severity are up, you're always going to crit strike, so you always have a 10% chance. So, I mean, even if it's the worst case scenario, you're still going to heal yourself for 5% of your maximum hit points, at least once every 10 hits. So after that, we're going to be running the Lion's Guard Mystic Wrist Guards, which is gain 250 power when you strike an enemy, lose a stack when you are struck. I mean, you're striking all the time, and if it's a main boss that you're not getting hit at, I mean, you're just going to stack 20 times. So simply. It's going to be so easy to get all 20 stacks, especially if the boss doesn't like AoE hit, if it's just a single target. So boots are going to be the Lion's Guard Mystic Bagashes, however you pronounce it, just for the crit strike, crit avoidance, just in case you do get hit, you know, and gain 300 power for each enemy that you're engaged in battle with, maximum 15 targets. Great for mobs every time you attack someone, you know. If you're fighting 15 mobs, there are 15 people in a mob, you get 300 power for each enemy. So, I mean, if you really sit there and do things like Lair the Mad Mage and stuff, I mean, a lot of the time, it'll turn out to be pretty well. So, I mean, if you're getting 300 power for each enemy and you have all 15, you're getting 4,500 power extra right there anyway. My weapon set is 100% right now, the mastered set. I feel like the extra outgoing healing is worth it, especially in a lot of higher end dungeons, because I mean the increased damage done by Hellish Rebuke is my modification, just because I don't swap it when I heal, which I probably should. But anyway, the set gives you 2% outgoing damage, 2% outgoing healing, and minus 2% incoming damage. So, I mean, you have better health, better outgoing damage, and better outgoing healing. And if more than one person in your group are running the mastered set, it also multiplies by how many people are also running it. So I think that's wonderful. I am currently running the Tiamat set. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep running the Tiamat set. It increases your outgoing healing by 5% and incoming by 5%. I'm not so sure if I'm going to keep using it. Right now I use it all the time. It just gives me that safety that I need to be there to make sure that the heals are always going to be perfect and good. So right now that's what I'm using. I use a Mastered Beaded for the item level, because the higher item level in this game now, the higher damage and power, you know, whatever. So, and if I'm in a big boss, I mean, when I'm in combat with only one enemy, your accuracy is increased by 1,000, which is perfect. The other ones, we're going to Brutal Fiend plus 5, and that's for the crit severity and crit strike. I mean, there's other rings out there that are better than this, but I'm I've always been with this, and I'm going to stick to this. Tiamat obviously is the waist. The Weathered Wood Assault shirt. Now this is one of the newer shirts, so it gives crit severity, accuracy, and when you deal damage or heal your target for more than 50% of your maximum hit points in a single blow, you gain 1% AP. Fantastic for building your dailies, and as long as you're healing constantly and healing good, it's not hard. The bottom is the Pants of the Temporary Negotiator, which are going to be changing very soon. These are just crit avoidance ones, but I'm going to be changing them out soon. My main artifact is the Wyvern Venom Coated Knives for the crit strike, crit severity, accuracy, you know. Then I'm using the Book of Vile Darkness for power, crit severity. Then I'm using Tiamat's Orb for all those bonuses, plus you need it if you're going to run the Tiamat set. And then the Music Box. So, power, crit severity, crit advantage. Now, the Music Box set, if you have all of them when you use daily power, you do 50% more damage to enemies that are not facing you for 10 seconds. But I don't really care for the Music Box set right now. Anyway, my stats. So right now I'm 49.5k, which would go to like a 50 point something if I just swap out the Tiamat set. So right now I'm rocking with 61.1% power. Obviously it goes up when I'm in a dungeon and procced and everything's much higher. My accuracy is at 47, my combat advantage is at 41.9, critical strike at 73.4, and crit severity at 70.2. But these do, they're gonna end up going up. Like if I take a Watermelon Sorbet and Wildstorm Elixir, now we got 71, 57, 73, 80.2. 10 times better. So once you're potting and stuff and eating, you're buffing yourself in combat and stuff, you'll go up. My awareness is 52.3. I'm not really sure how I got it there, but I got it there. My fort is at 56.3. That's very well to have up for the critical strike and Soulweaver regen. And my outgoing healing, 66.7%. I got that one there due to my stats for the outgoing healing plus my companion bonuses, so we'll get into those right now. My active companion is Zuna. I don't know what else to say about Zuna. She does everything for me. I don't need to change her up or anything. I've never had to run a dungeon without her. Works like a charm every time. Now the equipment is going to be the gold icon, which is going to give me the 15/15 crit, and I'm running the 20% damage. The chain talisman, which gives me crit severity and accuracy. And then the ivy grown, which gives me crit severity and combat advantage. But the best thing right now is my companion bonuses. So I'm using the Deep Crow for 7.5% power, because you want that higher power. And then the rest of them are the Baby Polar Bear, Radiant Insight, Quickling, and Sellsword for the 3.8% outgoing healing at mythic levels. And also with this one gives you 3.8 defense, 3.8 deflect chance, 3.8 crit chance, 3.8 accuracy. So they're all wonderful contributions to my healing. Now, I could go back and I'm using dark enchantments for all my fort. For all utilities, assassins are mostly in my defense, but definitely in offenses, Azure and assassins are pretty much always going to be in my offenses. Besides the one Teneb, but other than that, that's it. Like Assassin 15, Assassin 15, Assassin 15. That's about it. And on some defense, I'll use some Assassin, but if I wanted the extra crit strike, I'll just put an Azure 15 in one of my offense slots. No big deal. And that's pretty much the setup I use. My stable, I'm using Gladiator's Ghoul twice, Cavalry's Warning, Berserker's Rage, and Protector's Camaraderie. So all these give pretty good, decent buffs for me, for my companion and everything. So, and my current, all of them are mythic also, because, the only thing I need to really upgrade now is my mount collars, which I'm not super in a rush to do. So anyway, that's pretty much my setup. Boon wise, I'm obviously, when you get up to the tier 5, you're going to want to choose Blessed Touch for the add 1% going per rank, so that's 4% right there, and once you get all 4. when you're in characters, go into stats right here. Your wisdom, outgoing healing, always want to make sure it's wisdom. I literally just put my things in wisdom and charisma. I didn't really worry about intelligence, that's for my DPS class, and dexterity, that's for my DPS class. I wasn't worried about intelligence or dexterity in this, just charisma for the fort, and the recharge speed, and wisdom for the outgoing healing and the control resist. And I have 646,000 hit points, so this is my healer build for when I'm running through ToMM, Zariels, Lair of the Mad Mage even. I don't really swap it up. And when I get another build and I go do some updated things and do some testing, I will post another video on them. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you.